Just when you thought they'd put the brakes on, an 18-run over in the 10th has again swung things in slightly in favor of Mumbai/Bangalore, but it promises to be a very, very exciting and tense finish. Let's remind you where we stand at the 10-over mark in this run chase. Not a humongous run chase, 160, 62 for 1 in 10 overs. It was 44 at the end of the 9th over, and at that stage, you'd have to have been favouring Delhi. How things can change very quickly. The fearless Deval Brevis and Ishan Kishan looking in great touch are the two men out there. I'm joined by Lisa Sthalekar on Cricbuzz Comm Box. Lisa, it's almost a touch of irony that Mumbai's fate and Bangalore's fate lies in the hands of one person who couldn't buy a run early season, another who couldn't buy a permanent spot in the team.
Yeah, it's funny how the tournament just progresses, isn't it? And how players go with the ebbs and flows, a little bit like this innings, to be honest. And within the first power play, I think Delhi fans were cheering and Bangalore fans were pulling their hair out. And now it's, again, back to an even contest.
Yeah, I mean, just a quick one. I mean, in terms of Ishan Kishan, what do you think he's done differently here?
I think he's probably just given himself a little bit of time. If you look back to the start of the innings, he actually struck the ball really nicely, found the middle of the bat, but found the fielders. Now, normally he gets frustrated and plays a really loose shot, and then he has to walk out and he's done and dusted. Whereas now he actually gave himself a little bit more time, in the sense that he wasn't going to get frustrated by the dot balls. He was willing to almost say, okay, I've got to suck it up. I mean, the problem was for Mumbai is that you had Rohit Sharma at the other end, who was probably biding his time maybe too much, in the sense that, 10 dot balls, which you just do not expect from Rohit Sharma.
Yeah, 2 of 13 that didn't look pretty, and you were wondering where they were going to get the runs from. Brevis, not quite perhaps the way we saw him against Punjab, just going completely berserk. He's had time to think about his game. So he's managing to do the old cliche of mixing caution with aggression.
Yeah, it was that over actually of Kuldeep Yadav, where he had dot after dot after dot. And I said, I reckon he's going to get out. And that was the 6 that Shardul Thakur just kind of, parried over the crossbar. So that was a make or break. And sometimes you just need a little bit of luck in T20 cricket, things to go your way. Maybe that's gone Brevis's way, and now we're seeing a bit more explosiveness from him, a bit more confidence with his striking. And since then, he's hit another 2 sixes.
Yeah, the next over, the 11th over, also 11 and counting after the 18-run over in the 10th. So suddenly a turnaround. If we look at batting to come, there's plenty that will inspire Mumbai fans. And I know we have to keep saying it, and Bangalore fans in particular. Yeah. We've got Tim David to come. Ramandeep Singh, of course, has had a good outing with the ball. And Daniel Sam's a genuine all-rounder. He's done so much up top in Australia. Very often bats up the order, even in the Big Bash.
Yeah, and has done for Mumbai as well, for Sydney Thunder that he's part of. He comes into that 3-4 position depending on what's required. He actually learned a lot of his striking ability from Ricky Ponting when he was at Delhi. So I think it might hurt Ricky if he was the one to kind of put the final nail in their coffin. But there is still enough batting. These two need to take it probably to the 15th over. And probably looking at maybe 40 runs off the last 5, 50 at max. And then I think we're going to have an exciting affair. This is not going to be one way to Mumbai or one way to Delhi. So Delhi and Bangalore fans, I'd like to see their nails at the end of the match, please.
The last 2 overs have just suddenly gone Mumbai's way. But before that, it was pretty much all Delhi, some really good bowling. How much do they have in the tank in terms of bowling resources? Kuldeep Yadav's been expensive. He's been their wicket taker. He's been the one Ricky Ponting said, you're going to play all 14. This is his most crucial game. But look at Nokia. He's got that early wicket. And Khalil, 2 overs for 2.
Yeah, he bowled really well. Seam position was really perfect. He troubled Rohit Sharma the most, outside edges so many times in consecutive deliveries as well. You feel sorry that he didn't really pick up a wicket during that phase. So They've got plenty of options to go to. That's the one thing for Delhi. And now it's up to Rishabh Pant and his captaincy. Now can he make the right decisions under pressure when they need him to be able to select the right bowler at the right end in the right situation?
Well, put on Pant's hat for the moment. At this stage, obviously you'd expect Khalil to complete his 4 overs. Mitch Marsh also 4?
Yeah, I think Mitch Marsh is your bet there. Used to bowling the death overs as well. With Lalit Yadav out, there potentially is 2 extra overs they can go to. So I think he might be a key at the back end.
All right, I was going to wrap up Cricbuzz Comm Box right here, but a wicket has fallen.
Oh, the curse!
Oh, the curse! The curse is back, or it's just Delhi starting to believe. How much does this change? If I'd asked you before that dismissal, Ishan Kishan gone, Kuldeep Yadav takes the wicket, the one man who has gone 2 overs for 25.
Yeah, well, you said the one man that they wanted to pick up wickets and has done throughout this IPL. He does again, strikes when they needed it the most. I was saying that these two needed to go a little bit deeper. Now they're exposing Tim David a little bit earlier than what they expected. Or do they make a change? Do they bring in Ramandeep Singh to potentially get them through the next 2 or 3 overs and then tell them to go hell for leather? I'll be interested to see who walks out in the middle.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even ask Lisa which side she's on, because I think all of us will find the safest place at the moment to sit is the fence. It's a broad fence. It's got 3 cities on it, and we'll just sit there and watch the match unfold till the end. Thank you, Lisa. We'll see all of you in a few minutes' time at the end. That's all we have from Cricbuzz Comm Box.